Hey, good evening, everybody. This is King Bob coming at you live from King Bob's Kingdom. We're going to do a short little flight from LAX down to San Diego. I'm going to try to conquer the 2-7 approach, which always gives me fits. Let's give it a go. So we are using the AnyBuilds scenery, the new scenery for Flight Sim 2024. So we're going to start here over at the In-N-Out Burger, grab a quick lunch, or in this case dinner time, and let's head on over toward the field. And tonight we will be flying in the Fenix A320 with this beautiful aeronaut livery. So let's get this show on the road. To the cockpit, and that traffic, by the way, look on the outside, we're over, it looks like in the southwest section of LAX. And the traffic injection is brought to you by Beyond ATC. I'm not going to use any air ATC tonight, just going to use Beyond ATC with FS LTL for traffic injection. So, get the show on the road. All right. Get some power to this beast. Get our APU started. Emergency exit lights, no smoking. And seatbelts can come to on. I'm not going to do the full GSX load out here. Just because. Just not in the mood tonight. Nav and logo lights can come on. Oxygen crew supply can come on. Arm the flight recorder. Let's get our ADIRs on and aligned. And we will turn on all our fuel pumps. And we'll let the plane come to life. I like to do a little shortcut too for the ADIRs. If you turn them on and turn them off again, they will align instantly. There we go. And please bear with me. I don't really follow full real world procedures. I do flows for what works best for me. So, you know, take that as you may. So, all right, over to the EFB. We will import the flight. We've got 18 minutes before we're off the block. Over to the mass and balance. We're going to load the aircraft, and we're going to do it instantaneously. Over to the McDo. Start to set up over here. Grab that flight in it. Looks good. LAX to San Diego. Roughly 34 minutes ETA. Okay, back over to the init page. Let's grab... Oh, that's not what we want to do. I want to grab the init request here. Pull up flight plan. I'm going to use the... I guess it's the built-in EFB in 2024. It does have SimBrief integration, so let's take a look at our flight plan here. And there we are. That's our flight number. XN0351. That's air not. Bus index today is 47. Cruising at 13,000. Go ahead and grab a wind request. We are on live weather today. It's still a beautiful day out in California, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Clear out all that junk at the bottom, like so. And now let's go to the second page and fill that in from the EFB. Block fuel, 0 fuel weight, looking good. Okay, now I'd like to set up the flight plan, so let's go ahead and do that. And it looks like from LAX we're going to be leaving on 24L. Actually, the LAXX1 SID there to MZB transition right there. You can insert that. San Diego, it's going to be runway 27, which is the RNAV. We will take RNAV Z. And there should be nothing here we have to fill in. We'll take a look at the flight plan in a second here, so let's go ahead and insert that. Okay, we can get rid of this for the time being. Let's take a look at our flight plan. Pretty straightforward out of LAX. Interesting. There's our top of descent. Okay, looks like we're gonna hit MZB and then basically have to we'll vector ourselves in. Take a look at the chart, see if it's on there. Sure it is. But we got that disco up front. Let's take a look at that. Okay, we'll just do a direct to CLI. That's CLI? Or SLI, actually, once we get going. Okay, turn on constraints. Let's take a look at the weather info here in LAX. Refresh it. 3006 is our QNH. Perfect. And we will go up and we will get our charts ready also. Oh, you know what? We need to do performance numbers too. Let's get that going while we're at it. So let's sync the load sheet. We are going to do a 1+F for flaps. No toga today. Sync the live weather. Calculate. And send that to the McDo. Let's take a look at that. Make sure that's all get good, looking good, looking good. All right. We'll throw that over on the first officer's side. Flight plan back over here. Good to so. Okay. What was our 13,000? So dial in 13,000 on the altitude on the FCU. All looks good. All good up there. Let's clear out these messages. Looks like it's going to be load sheet, so let's just accept them. And we'll accept the second one. Perfect. Okay. Looks good. Everything else is the way we expect to see it. The APU should be alive now. It is, so let's get the bleed going. We'll turn off external power. Set the strobes to auto. I think we're getting ready for pushback, so we will use GSX for pushback at least. I just don't feel like following the full flow, but let's take a look at some charts before we get going here. So we're out to LAXX1 departure. Seal Beach SLI, there it is. So runway 24 left. If not in contact with departure control within 5 minutes after departure, turn left heading 080, climb to 23, flight level 230 or filed altitude, whichever is lower, and then proceed direct file or assigned route. So since we're not using ATC today, we're just going to climb on out of here. We'll turn left to 080 and then direct to SLI. Keep taking off on 24 left, 24 left, so that's a pretty easy taxi actually, so it's not too difficult. Like we'll be on Delta to Delta 7. We could just maybe E7, Echo 7, and then take off from there. Or enter the runway from there, actually. Okay. Looks good, looks good. So back to the cockpit. Let's go ahead and all for pushback. So that is in GSX. With the Fenix, it's basically you turn your beacon on. And then we wait. And there they come. Thank you. I should have a stream overlay, but I'm not really sure why it's not working. I've been having some issues with that in Volanta of late, so I'll take a look at that. Not super important. This is a short flight anyway, so. Here they come. We're over in the Southwest Terminal. I guess it makes sense. Maybe pushed back by Southwest personnel. Might as well hear the cabin crew in the back. Okay. See if we can continue with the pushback. Yes, we can. We are going to be nose to the left. Releasing parking brakes. And we will start engine 1 first.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. 3, 2, 1, 0. Engine 1 is clear. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. 3, 2, 1, 0. Engine 1 is clear. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. 3, 2, 1, 0. Engine 1 is clear. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. 3, 2, 1, 0. Engine 1 is clear. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. 3, 2, 1, 0. Engine 1 is clear. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. 3, 2, 1, 0. Engine 1 is clear. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. 3, 2, 1, 0. Engine 1 is clear. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. 3, 2, 1, 0. Engine 1 is clear. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. 3, 2, 1, 0. Engine 1 is clear. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, please
The big
observe
engine
the
starts to spool up.
to you as we are about to demonstrate the safety features of Airbus A320 aircraft. Thank you.
Love the wing walkers. It's a cool feature in GSX. I like the little things, just the little details.
Gentlemen,
Southwest and Delta getting ready to take off. Or Southwest getting ready to take off. Delta taxiing.
life jackets and the brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace.
Engine 1 is ready. We will go ahead and start engine 2.
The cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you. Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you. Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on back there, buddy?
Whenever the seatbelt
Cool your jets, cool your jets.
recommend that you keep it fastened at all times.
Parking brakes are set. Listen to that rumble. I love it.
Masks will drop from above you.
A little Delta back there is itching to go.
Breathe normally. Hold the mask in place. Pull on each side to adjust.
Blunk, which means engine 2 should be getting ready to be available.
If we land on water, take a life jacket from under your seat.
Go.
Remove from the pouch.
Ignition
and
can
put
come
it in
off.
Pass the tape
Top,
around
we
your
can
waist
turn off
and click
bleed,
together.
turn off the master switch for
Pull the strap to
APU.
adjust. Do not inflate the life jacket inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate
Now we
it
will
by
let
pulling the toggle.
the Southwest personnel
If it fails to inflate
do their
or
thing.
keeps topping up, blow into this tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. The cabin crew can assist you with life jackets for children.
I don't know why I typed that.
Your tray
Good
table
evening,
must be stowed, armrest down,
Tanis.
doors open, and seatbelt
Love that name.
fastened.
It's from one of my favorite books of all time, the
Further
Dragonlance
information
series.
can be found in the in-flight magazine.
Tanis half
We
Elven.
hope you have a great flight.
Are you related? Okay. We're getting the wave. Okay. Back up top. We can turn on the taxi lights, runway turn off, taxi. Looks good. And down below, predictive wind shear can come on. That. Spotters stand by, and we'll go TA for the time being till we get out toward the runway. More spoilers, flaps to 1. Okay. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay, let's see what else we got to do here. I think we're ready to roll. We're gonna turn on the auto brake to max. Start taxiing out. Honest, not quite sure why. Maybe I would initially say you got to look at your bindings to make sure. And there is a setting for auto or tiller on the EFB. You may want to try turning that on or turning that off depending on how it's set now. I use my joystick for turning on the ground, control the tiller. But you could also use rudders too if you don't have a joystick with a twist axis.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
Okay, let's verify we're in TO config. Looks good. I'm gonna rock and roll. Steer it out. Let's go E7. Logitech yoke system, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, sorry about that. Only yoke system I ever had was the Honeycomb Alpha. I don't believe you could use that for tiller control, but if you have a set of rudder pedals, you should be able to use that to be able to steer on the ground with. A little slow here. Like will be good to hit. Taxi out to the runway. No other traffic in sight right now. Okay, we'll come up to the hold short line for runway 24 left. We'll complete our flows here. We're going to turn the landing lights on. The taxi can go up to takeoff. Strobes can come on. Take a quick look up top. Everything looks good. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get our chronos going. Runway looks clear. Should have checked that before I ventured onto it, but hey, I'm still a rookie. But I'm having fun. And what's the point if you're not having fun, right? So let's line up. We're going to do a little rolling takeoff here tonight. Pull the engines up to 50%. Little forward pressure on the stick. There's 50%, and we're going to go to flex. And we'll steer it down the runway. Trying to maintain center line. There's 80 knots, speed checked. Back pressure can be released. There's V1 and rotate. Let's climb out. Eventually turn to 080. Nose down a little bit, pick up some speed. Turn out to 080. Nope. Gear should have came up. Told you I'm a rookie. Throttles can go back to climb. That's so cool. Spoilers disarm, flaps can be retracted. We're close enough to 080. Let's go ahead and do a direct to SLI. Steel Beach. Insert that. Right now we're hand flying it out. My FPS, that's a good one right now. Let's take a look-see.
Fresh selection.
118, that's with frame gen, so it just disappeared.
Purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar.
Turn on autopilot.
Credit and debit cards.
And we'll let it do its thing. I believe it was, see if that works again. Saying 1, obviously it's not 1. Obviously the frames per second part of the NVIDIA overlay is not working correctly, so. But what we could do is we could pull up one for Steam. Oh, not Steam. Yeah, Steam. I'll put it in the top left. Shift tab. Looks good, looks good. Okay. Shut that off, shut that off. Looks like we're getting about 104, 100 frames per second. Again, that's with frame gen on. Oh, you know, once it gets up to 118, you know, you're almost at 60 frames a second native. Coming up through 10,000. And we could turn our off, and our landing lights can go off, and the taxi lights can come off, and we'll let the cattle free in the back. Get some audio stuttering tonight. Lovely. I don't know what causes that. A little bit annoying, but hey, it is what it is. Okay. Top of descent's about 60 miles out, so let's start thinking about descent. RNAV 27. 624, so let's start filling that out. Six, 2, 4. Man, there's a lot of audio stuttering tonight. Check out the weather in San Diego. Refresh that. 2006. 21 degrees. What are the winds? Out of 290 at 07. Okay. Set up. Now we just wait for top of descent. And we are getting lots of stuttering tonight with the audio. That's unusual. That usually doesn't happen. Oh, I think I know why. It's OBS is dropping frames on me. Looks like my internet connection is poor tonight. Lovely. Well, that would make sense. Okay. Probably got to lessen the rate it's encoding at. That's on me. Using too much of the interwebs. Probably have somebody streaming on Netflix or something also in the household. Yeah, I got 85 drop frames according to OBS. Interesting. Let's see what altitude we should be. 32 down to 2, right? Yeah, and it's kind of a steep path down into San Diego 27. Like I said, this approach typically gives me fits, so let's see if I can nail it tonight or screw it up like I typically do. Should be fun. We'll set up for 32 the first. At day, SAYAE is 3200, so we use that as our first as a point of reference. Beautiful Southern California. Frame drops. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using, I couldn't read that, using a faster encoding preset. I don't know if I could do that on a fly. I wonder. Gonna try. Let's see what happens. Oh no, it may not let me. Try that. Let's see if that works any better. I don't think that takes effect until, yeah, it's not going to. Oh, well, we're just gonna have to live with it for a time being. So, sorry about that. Top of descent's about 20 miles, a little over 20 miles away. Or cruising along nicely. What was the weather for? It's also 3006. No, we won't have to change that. The ocean. Some beautiful mountains in the background. Yeah. I'm thoroughly impressed with the way 24 looks. I personally think it looks beautiful. Well, hopefully everybody had a wonderful day today. It's rainy here where I live. Hopefully spring will really become a thing soon. Some warm temperatures going. Now 15 miles. You know what we could do while we're at it? Like setting a fixed ring, so KSAN. We're gonna do 15. And we'll do a 10. And I do 7 here because I like to get ready a little early. I'm about 10 miles out from top of descent, so let's start heading down now. Said I prefer to be early than late. Looks like once we get to MZB, we're going to basically be hooking a left, and we'll vector ourselves down and in. I Make the stream smooth out. That's a good thing. Probably got to be a little bit more conservative with my streaming settings. Let's go take a look at the beautiful aeronaut outside. That's cool with the sun. The cool livery. I got to make more for King Bob's Kingdom. I only have a 319 right now. And somewhere in the distance is San Diego. A destination for the evening. About 20 nautical miles to MZB before we hook that left. I'm basically just going to hook the left. We'll fly it out beyond my fix, my 15 mile, and then do a direct to CG, I guess you would pronounce that as. Not quite sure. Something like that. Close enough. Thank you.
The cabin is now secure for landing.
Appreciate it. Thanks much. That's just a default cabin crew that comes with the Fenix. There we go. We're below the vertical path. Now here it's starting to come back down, so catch up to it. Actually, the airport is like directly in front of us out here. Downtown San Diego's over here. Naval base, all that good stuff over there. Very cool city. Not a place I'd want to live though. Nice to visit though. All right, about 7.5 miles to MZB. Then we're going to look. Let's see, at 15. What are we on here? 150. Programming this in, so minus 30, maybe 60. Let's see where that takes us. It's going to go into activating the approach phase. Let's go ahead and make that turn to 60. Continue descent down. 1,500 feet a minute. Ooh, check out that little stadium down there, track and field or something. Maybe a football field and with a track around it. Very cool. Baseball field down there too. A couple of them, looks like. I wonder if it's a school of some sort. Must be. That's pretty. Yeah, still getting the encoding overloading. Yeah, a lot of drop frames. Bring it back to 080. Slower descent a little bit down to 1,000 feet per minute as we approach 5,000. And I missed some steps, didn't I? Of course I did. Runway turn-off light should come on. Landing light should come on. Taxi light can come on. Seat belts are on. Rookie mistakes. Well, what can I say? I'm a rookie. We got hundreds upon hundreds of hours in this in-flight sim. What can you do? Almost down to 3,200, then we'll eventually get it down to 2. And then guide this puppy in. Start making our turn toward final waypoint. Which we're going to do a direct to. Was it CG? Yeah, CG. Perfect. Go down flaps 1. Some terrain out there. I want to make sure we avoid that at all costs. We roll it down to 180. That should be pretty good. Let's see. Within my 15 and 10 mile fix rings, so typically I like to drop flaps 1 at the 15, flaps 2 at 10, and 7 is where I will put my landing gear. Hopefully I'm on glide slope at that point, and then flaps 3 and then full. Reference purposes. Another school down there, looks like. So cool. And a pool. And let's go ahead and get ready to go direct to CG. Right about now. Down, what was it? Was it 2,000? Yes, 2,000.
2,500.
This is an RNAV approach. No ILS on runway 27. I can see the runway out in front of us right now. Looks like it's right there. There's downtown San Diego, and the runway is right there. And like I said, this runway has been the bane of my existence, so, or this approach in general, so wish me luck. Extend out the flaps too. Slowing this puppy down. Turn on approach mode. And we're about 7 miles out, so landing gear can come down. We got a crosswind, slight, not bad though. Landing gear down. Extend out the flaps 3 and flaps full. Arm my spoilers. Looks like we're good to go for landing. Approach is stable and we're all set up. Should answer that company message, but I'm not going to. Yeah, why the heck not? Why not? Clear it off. Shouldn't be doing it this late, but it is what it is. All right, here we go. Okay. Hands on the throttles. Autopilot off, my plane. That wind's changing a little bit on us, huh? Now it's coming from, no, now it's directly in front of us. Now it's from the left, slightly.
500. 100 above. Minimum.
Continue. Or landing, as they say. Which is looking good so far. That parking deck. Concentrate on my aiming point. To rest at descent.
30.
reversers. Trying to maintain center line. Probably could have made that exit. Take this one right here. And we are in San Diego. Flaps can come up. Stow them. Spoilers come off. Easy on the rudder pedals there, King Bob. Okay. We can use our tiller to guide us home. Let's get off the runway here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We'll find a place to park.
will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that
We'll
you
take that one
remain
right in front of us.
Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls,
Okay.
or internet access.
Up top,
may
landing
now-
lights can come off. Taxi.
Please make
Oop.
sure you take all
Ah,
your personal belongings with you. Checking
messed
your
that up.
seat
Oh well,
pocket,
what can you do?
underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care opening the overhead
You
lockers
can
as
come
items
on.
may have moved during flight. Smoking is not
Park. Park 15. Let's see if we can get
on behalf of the captain and the crew.
GSX
It has
to
been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you
recognize
complete your
that. So
journey.
it's not that one. 15, huh? Is it that one? That one, I should have looked this up before so I knew exactly where I was going to park. Maybe Ram? Oh, maybe 15? Should spot and activate? Oh yeah, dead ahead. Perfect. We'll do southwest, why not? Looks like it's southwest terminal. All this stuff. Won't fry anybody out there. Let's guide this thing in. Come on. You gonna move? The plane has decided it does not want to move. Looks like we are stuck. Come on. There we go. Had to give it a little juice. Come on. Move. Good job. Oh, my brakes were stuck on my rudders. That's unusual. No biggie. Of course, I got to put that big tug right in front of us. Oh, Mr. Tug. No, my brakes. It's like they're locking. That's good enough. We didn't get that tug. Parking brakes can come on. Is my APU available? It is, so bleed can come on. Engines 1 and 2 can come off. All the taxi lights can come off. Seatbelt signs can come off.
Cabin
Strobes can
crew
come
is
down to auto. We'll get us some deboarding. And we are in San Diego. And again, this, even though that wasn't, it was better for me. I'm usually long on this landing. Landing wasn't great. Or FPM wise. 341 firm. But hey, I'll take it.
and gentlemen, when disembarking, take care and hold on to the handrails while walking down the stairs. Please ensure that you
And there they go.
children, and for your own safety,
Howdy.
do not
How you
walk
doing?
underneath the
Doing
wing.
good? Love that shirt. Some of these people. Some of them are kind of freaky looking, but hey, 'tis what it is. Look at this guy. Looks like he wants to come right up into the cockpit. This guy. Oop. This one has no idea where he's at. Well, that was fun. Have to practice that approach a little bit more. That one, I was much better when it comes to placing the plane down. And actually, let's take a look at something. It's recording with Volantis, so let's see where it thinks. Landed 342 in Volanta. Let's take a look. See. Oh, that ain't too bad. I mean, this is my aiming spot. Typically, well beyond not legal, basically. So this was perfectly legal and fairly close to a little bit off center line. That I got to work on too. Not great with center line, but hey, I'm still practicing and trying and doing my best. So that was fun. Another flight in the books. Keep my streak up. Let's see. No. Still got a 10-day streak going. That's okay. No biggie. All right. Well, this is King Bob. I had a fun evening, so I'm gonna disconnect. Gonna have to tweak my streaming settings in OBS and go from there, so we can make sure we don't get those dropped frames anymore. As you can see, OBS is telling me, yeah, you had some drop frames, so that was a problem. I think this is too high. I gotta lower that. All right, well, this is King Bob. You all have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.